É o maior rebatedor de home run aqui do campeonato.
E olha só, já conseguiu uma paulada, acabou batendo ali na luva do primeira base. Veio o Gessebes para abrir o placar desta final do 3-2. Contagem completa com o Gessebes ganhando 2-0. Paulada, mergulhou, acabou aparando ali, mas não defendeu. E o Gessebes anota mais uma corrida com o Elson Nishimura. E tá lá na primeira base o Felipe Hanada, Kazu.
Welcome to CBO TV. My name is Jonathan News, and this week's exclusive interview is with Adriano DeSouza. Adriano, first of all, thank you for coming along. We really do appreciate it. And how are you doing during this time of chaos and crisis?
Well, man, I'm trying to dealing with, but it's crazy to getting home for a long period without nothing to do. I was complaining with my brother. I was talking to him and I said, man, how hard it is to do exercise and push myself to do something because we can do nothing. And I can go to the gym, I can go play sports, I can do nothing. So it's terrible. It's terrible.
I'm sorry to hear about that, but I'm glad that you're in good health and good shape. So thank you. And that is some great news overall. Now, do you mind telling us about the overall state of baseball in Brazil and the academies that you're doing there?
I will start to talking about when I start playing baseball. Okay, it's good for you. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, because I can explain a little bit how is baseball in Brazil. I started playing baseball in Brazil when I was 8, I think. Yes, 8. And the Brazilian really played baseball. The Japanese that came from Japan, they introduced baseball here in Brazil. And I was invited for a friend of mine that his father came from Japan. Mm-hmm. And I started playing baseball in his house because I love when I saw the glove for the first time. I just want to play baseball with him. And every day I used to go his house to ask him to play baseball. And then I knew that in the city that we used to live, they had a baseball team. And then his mom came to my house and talked to my parents and invited me to go to a baseball field. This way I started to play baseball in Brazil. Okay. And then I play for like 3 or 4 years. And then I think at the 90s, a bunch of Cuban coaches, they came to Brazil to help the Brazilian baseball. And then I had a lucky to find a really good coach, and he saw me and he told me, hey, you have a potential, but if you stay here in Brazil, I don't think you have a big chance to be a professional player. Mm-hmm. But I can offer opportunity for you if you go to Cuba and you can study there and play baseball. I said, wow. That was
your big moment.
Yeah, my big moment. Yeah. And then he came home and he spoke to my parents, and my parents was kind of because I was really young. I was like 13, you know what I mean?
That must have been a huge decision just as a barely teenager.
Yeah. I know how hard it was for my parents to take this decision, to send me to Cuba, a country that they had no idea about Cuba. I didn't speak Spanish very well at this time. And then, I decided to go to Cuba. And when I went to Cuba, I knew how to play baseball, but not the way the Latin players used to play, because I used to play like the Japanese and a kind of Brazilian baseball. But I used to say that when I get there, I really learned how to play baseball the competitive way, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I improved a lot, and I spent 4 years in Cuba. And then when I left Cuba, I went to Venezuela it was the first professional baseball academy that I saw in my life, I was to the Houston Astro Baseball Academy in Venezuela,
Venezuela. Cool.
where I had a chance to meet, I think, one of the most important person in my life. His name is Andres Rayner. He passed away, but he was one of the most important person in my life, because at that time he didn't sign me, because I was like almost 18 years old,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you know, in the Latin America they used to sign player when they are 16.
Oh, so
When
you were too old for signing.
Yes. And I keep practicing, because I believe that I had a potential to sign a contract. And then I spent six months in Venezuela playing in their academy. And then after the 6 months, he said, "Hey, we can sign you, blah blah blah, because our philosophy, you have a potential. Maybe we can help you." But at this time, it started a friendship with him, and we never stopped to talk. After that, I remember my parents, they really, really, they were very concerned about my future at this time, because I want to play baseball, but they want me to go to college.
Okay.
And I was very confused, because I didn't know which way to follow, And then I went to college, I did a test, and then Toronto Blue Jays came to Brazil, and they did a tryout with me, and they made an offer, and I decided to sign a contract. Yeah.
So you were able to go to college like your parents did, asked you to,
Yes.
and you're able to play baseball. So congrats to that. Congrats
Yes.
to that.
And then for me it was huge, because I was pursuing this dream, to sign a contract and to play professional baseball. And then I went to Dominican Republic. I spent 1 year over there. I played the Dominican Summer League.
Yeah.
And I went to United States. I spent 3 or 4 years playing for the Toronto. And then I was traded to the Marlins. I had an injury. I broke my Achilles. Yes. And I spent 1 year without playing baseball.
Yeah, it is a very serious injury once you mess up your Achilles. It's
Yes.
horrific.
And then the Marlins released me, and I was thinking that I could play baseball. And then I went to Europe, I went to Spain, because I thought I need one league to play baseball. If I want to get back, I need to play baseball anywhere. I don't care where.
Just somewhere.
Yes. And then I went to Spain. They have a very good league over there.
Mm-hmm.
But from Spain, I was invited to go to Netherlands, to Holland.
Okay.
But baseball in Holland is completely different, because I don't know if you know, but most of those players that play over there, they come from Curacao.
They do.
Yeah, most of
It's
them.
not homegrown.
Excuse me?
It's not like homegrown.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, because like Didi Gregorius, he plays for the Netherlands national team, but he lives in Curacao. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And like Andrew Jones, players like that, they are from Curacao, but they
represent the Netherlands.
Yes.
Okay.
And I had a chance to play against very good players. And then I was invited to go to Mexico. I had an offer to go to Mexico to play the Mexico, they call Liga Mexicana de Béisbol,
Mm-hmm.
the Mexican Baseball League. After that, I had the chance to play very good baseball, because baseball in Mexico is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in Mexico, I thought, wow, I think I have a chance to get back to United States. And I spent in Mexico like three years playing the Mexican Summer League and Winter Ball, because they have both leagues over there.
Okay.
And but do you remember the guy that I told you, Andres Rayner? We never stopped to talk. This guy, he was the main guy. He was the main guy for the professional baseball in Venezuela, because he was the guy that opened the first professional baseball academy in Venezuela
Congrats
in,
to him.
in 1989. Houston Astros was the first team to have a professional academy in Venezuela, and he was the guy that brought baseball to Venezuela, to professional baseball in Venezuela at this time. And he always talked to me, always asking, "Hey, in some time we're gonna do something." I remember when I got in Mexico, he spoke to my brother. To my brother, convinced me to work with them. But I remember that I said no because I was playing baseball and I was not ready to stop to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother, well, keep talking to me. Hey, when are you gonna stop? I said no, I'm not ready to stop. I want to keep playing baseball. And this conversation, it took like 3 or 4 years. I remember in 2007, Andres called me in Mexico. He told me, "Hey, if you don't come to work with us, forget about everything that we've been talking." I said, "Wow."
He really put
But
you in a tough situation.
yes, but they use it. They use it like a kind of a strategy. He invited me to go to the spring training for the Tampa Bay Rays as a player, you know,
Okay.
and then he convinced me to stop.
Uh,
Now it was hard. I remember at that time it was really hard because the player, they always think that they are able to play. It's really hard to take this decision to stop playing baseball.
you always think that you're going to be able to play forever.
Yes, yeah, this is a very, very tough decision. But I had a very good conversation with him, and I remember one of the most important thing he told me. It was like thinking about your future. Don't think about 2 or 3 years. And he said, the opportunity that I'm offering to you right now, you're gonna help your country to do a lot. And I said, wow, this is huge. And then, but at the same time, he was talking to me. He used to talk to my brother,
Mm-hmm.
and my brother helped him a lot because my brother helped at this time Andres, he left the Houston Astros and he went to the Tampa Bay Rays. That's why he invited me to come to the Rays
Yeah,
to
to Tampa.
play, yes,
Okay.
with them. And my brother was organizing everything here in Brazil to help the Andres Reiner plans. The Andres Reiner plans, it was to build up a baseball academy here in Brazil. And then my brother did everything for them, and I decided to stop. I went to school because the Rays they gave me like a junior college scholarship. They paid me to
Oh, they
study
paid you to
sports.
go to college?
Yeah, they paid
That's
me to study sports
cool.
sports management because he was preparing me to take this how can I say this. For me, it was an opportunity, to build something for my country. But at this time, I was not ready because I was a player.
Yeah.
That's why they sent me to the college to
This
learn.
was all training.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. That's why I told you he was one of the most important person in my life because he helped me a lot. And when my brothers start to talk to them, like in 2008, I remember at this time the Rays they went to the World Series. I don't know if you know that, but in 2008,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay Rays they
they had
went to the
a.
World Series against the Phillies. I know because I got a ring because
You
like
got a ring off of that?
yeah, because wow,
Congrats.
American League Championship, but
Hey, a
you
ring
know
is
what I
a
mean?
ring.
Yes, yes, and I was very happy, man, because I was part of that. You know what I mean? And
That's
then it started the dream
Mhm.
to do something for baseball in Brazil. It was really really hard at the beginning, but in 2012 we really had the chance to open up the academy We started a very good program. We had a very good conversation like 2010 and 11 with MLB, and everything was approved by them.
Mhm.
But in the middle of the way, MLB changed the rules, because I don't know if you know, but at this time, the baseball clubs, they could help, they could develop players in their own facility.
Yeah. That's a
And
bummer.
and then MLB changed that. You can keep a player in your own facility most than a month.
Oh,
So that's why for us, doesn't make sense to keep a academy in Brazil for the race. They said, "Hey, Adriano, we don't doesn't make sense to keep an academy in Brazil
Mhm.
if we can't produce our own players, because with the new rules, if you produce your players, you have to share the talents that you have with the 29 clubs. You know what I mean?
You lose the advantage, so
Yes,
it doesn't become even worth to do it at
yes,
all. Oh.
yes. And for me, in my personal opinion, it was really bad for the country,
Mm.
because with the baseball, the race baseball academy would be nice, because this way, Andres Reiner, he was successful in Venezuela, because when he went there, they start the first baseball academy, and then the other organizations, they went there too.
Yeah.
And we were thinking that in Brazil, probably we will have the same thing. And never happened, because
Yeah.
MLB changed the rules. And then I think, because for baseball, it was really, really, really bad, because I think it was one of the most important opportunity that Brazil had to grow the sports in the country.
Hmm.
And after that, MLB came to Brazil. They set up a baseball academy with the Japanese Confederation, and basically their job right now is to bring the best players in the country, put in academy, develop them, and they used to do like a kind of a Brazilian draft, I would say, like that. And the U.S. Baseball organization, they come to Brazil, they decide if yes or no for the Brazilian players, and it's been working like that since 14.
Okay.
But this year, 2 weeks ago, I got the news that MLB left Brazil because of the pandemic, the crisis,
Yes.
and I don't know what's gonna happen with the Brazilian baseball future, because without MLB here and without a baseball organization here, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, you can only wish for the best and hope for the best. So,
I hope so.
yeah. So, as you mentioned before, baseball has been growing a lot more in Brazil, and you guys have your own Brazilian baseball championship, correct?
Yes, we have, but we have like 3 tournaments in the whole year.
Yeah.
We have like a Campeonato Paulista, is like a state championship
Mm-hmm.
that only teams from São Paulo state can play this tournament. And then after that, we have the national championship, where every team in the country can play this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But for the I think the tournament that we have higher level
Mm-hmm.
is the tournament that we used to play in the summer. That the summer is in December here in Brazil, and this tournament called Taça Brasil.
That's not Brazil.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
this is the tournament that I was talking to Mario. I was trying to explain him how important it is, because is the tournament that players that used to play overseas, they come and they play this tournament, and then that's why I said the higher level of baseball is this tournament.
Yeah. So this is the tournament where it's a very prideful tournament, correct?
Yes,
It's like old and young of Brazil, it doesn't matter. They all want to join in and play a beautiful game of baseball.
Yeah, most of those kids are over 16, because we have a lot of 16 years old, 17 years old playing minor leagues. They really play good baseball. Those kids, and they come. Yeah, it's a kind of mix and old and experience. I would say experience,
Experience, yes, yes.
experience. Yes,
Wisdom.
yes. And it's a kind of mix of that, and that's why the baseball is good. And people used to come to watch the games. They really enjoy. And some of the teams, they used to invite some international player to come and play. That's why this tournament is very important.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Adriano. I think you were extremely helpful for us. I am glad that you're safe and sound. Uh, Thank you, viewers. As always, please subscribe. It will really help out with us, and be prepared for the game of the week. And thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate you guys for the opportunity to talk about a little bit about the sports that I love in my country,
Mhm.
and the job that Mario and you guys are doing about international baseball, because I've been watching and following you guys on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and you're doing very good job, because sometimes it's difficult because in some countries baseball is not that popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Mario is doing a very good job taking this view for this country that baseball is not huge like in US, Japan, Korea, Mexico. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's why I really appreciated you guys for the opportunity to talk about a little bit.
No, and thank you for accepting the opportunity. I really do. We all here at CPO really do appreciate the this type of interview that you're giving us today. So thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Okay.
guys.
Hope you have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.